Welcome back. Today we're stepping away from fiction and into something, well, much more chilling. We're going to share some true accounts, real stories that happened during summertime, moments that should have been carefree.
Right, and it's unsettling how easily that sense of ease can just evaporate. When people are relaxed, caught off guard, that's often when the mundane becomes truly terrifying. These are real vulnerabilities we're talking about.
Exactly. So let's get straight into the first story. It starts with an 18-year-old girl. She'd just graduated high school, it's July, and she's throwing this huge pool party. Her parents are out of town, so she has the place to herself. You know how these things go. It started big and just got bigger, ended up with over 150 people there. She tried to keep it to invited guests, but apparently loads of uninvited people, randoms she called them, just started showing up, even forcing their way through the gate at one point.
That already sounds like a situation losing control.
Totally. And sure enough, it got way out of hand. Neighbors complained, and around 1 a.m., the police arrived, shut the whole thing down. So most people left then. The huge crowd cleared out. It was just a few close friends left, the narrator, someone named Joe Nash, Miranda, and maybe one or two others. They stayed behind to clean up the mess. They were cleaning for a bit, then ended up just, talking. It was after 3 a.m. by this point. Still really hot outside, so they moved into the living room where it was air-conditioned, just trying to wind down. And that's when they all heard it. A sound from upstairs. A really distinct crack. The whole room just went silent.
Instant tension, I imagine.
Yeah. Miranda apparently asked, "What was that?" There was some nervous laughter, trying to brush it off. The narrator and Jonas even teased Miranda, like, someone's up in your room. So they all decided, okay, let's go check. They went upstairs, Miranda's room, empty. Then they checked the old guest room, used to be her older brother's room, and there was their friend Steve, just completely passed out on the bed.
Okay, so maybe that explained it.
Well, that's what they thought initially. They went back downstairs. Miranda seemed relieved. But the narrator mentioned later, thinking back, Steve being passed out of sleep didn't actually explain that crack sound they heard. They weren't really thinking straight, obviously. Anyway, exhaustion took over. They decided to crash there. Miranda and her friend Mel took Miranda's room. Jonas took the couch. The narrator ended up in Miranda's parents' big bed. Nobody was okay to drive. Some time passed. The narrator wasn't sure how long. And then suddenly, screaming.
Yeah.
Coming from Miranda's room. Real, heart-dropping screams.
Not playful screams.
No, not at all. At first, maybe for a split second, the narrator thought they were messing around. But no, it was immediately clear this was real fear. Terrified screaming. So the narrator jumps out of bed, runs to Miranda's room, throws the door open. It's pitch black inside, lights are off, hard to see anything. But then their eyes adjust. They see the two girls, Miranda and Mel, huddled together, like curled up in a ball in one corner on the floor. And then they see him cross the room. On the other side of the bed from the girls, just a tall person standing in the opposite corner, looking right at the narrator standing in the doorway.
Just looking.
Yeah, just standing there looking. It was chaos then. The narrator yelled, "Run, get out." The girls scrambled and bolted out of the room. Everyone was screaming. The noise even woke up Steve, who sort of stumbled out of the guest room just as the girls were flying downstairs, and the girls were yelling, saying the man was touching their feet.
Touching their feet while they were trying to sleep.
Apparently.
Yeah.
The whole group, guys included, they didn't try to be heroes. Smart move, probably. They all just fled the house together, ran to a neighbor's and called the police. Here's the really unsettling part. Nobody saw the man leave through the front door. The police arrived, searched the whole house, top to bottom, found nothing. No one.
So he must have slipped out the back.
That was the assumption. Slipped out the back during the commotion, unseen. And nobody recognized the description. The best guess was maybe he was older, someone who knew Miranda somehow, maybe just slightly, someone who snuck in during the party chaos, hid, and maybe thought she'd be alone later. We'll never know if he was armed or what exactly he planned to do.
Yeah.
Just terrifying uncertainty.
That's an incredibly chilling story. It really highlights that violation of safety right in your own home after what should have been a celebration.
Absolutely. The invasion of it all.
Exactly. And beyond the immediate fear, it's that psychological impact. A social event becomes cover for a predator. That random element, people letting their guard down in what feels like a safe space. It's opportunistic. The lasting scar isn't always physical. It's often that breach of trust. That fundamental sense of security in your own home is just gone. How do you get that back?
It's a heavy thought. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. From a home invasion during a party to solitude. Our next story involves someone who valued privacy, found it kayaking on a quiet creek near their house. It was their escape, this scenic, secluded spot.
Right.
But one weekend, perfect kayaking weather, they drive there, get ready to launch, and another car pulls into the small gravel parking area just after them.
Which is unusual.
Highly unusual. They said they'd never seen another car there before. Ever. So immediate red flag, maybe, or just coincidence. Anyway, they start kayaking. About 20 minutes in, enjoying the quiet, someone comes out of the woods up ahead, walks towards the water's edge, a man. He stops, waves, gives this smile, puts his hands on his hips like he's expecting a chat. The narrator said they instantly disliked his smile. Just a bad vibe.
Gut feet.
Right. But, politeness kicks in. They stop paddling, say hello back. This awkward silence. Then the man asks where they're from. The narrator makes up an answer quickly, just wants to end the conversation, get moving again, tries to paddle up politely. And then they hear it. Behind them, not far, a stick snapping loudly.
Oh, no.
They turn around, and there he is, the same man. A little ways back, kind of hiding behind a couple trees, but clearly watching them, following them.
Okay, that's not coincidence anymore. That's actively creepy.
Definitely. The narrator felt instantly disturbed, really uncomfortable. He wasn't even trying that hard to hide, just stalking. They were scared to confront him directly, didn't know how he'd react. So they pretended not to see him, kept kayaking, but kept, side glancing, checking. Yep, every time. He was still there, moving along the bank, keeping pace.
Terrifying, that feeling of being watched, hunted almost.
Exactly. Panic started setting in. They reached for their phone, thinking, call Dad, call my brother, anyone. But, of course, no signal. Too remote.
Of course. Worst possible place for that.
So now they're faced with this choice. Keep going, being followed, maybe led somewhere worse.
Yeah.
Or do something. They decided to act. Stopped the kayak. Turned around to face him. And yelled out, threatened to call the police if he didn't stop following. The man just stood there, behind a big tree, but still visible. Didn't move. So the narrator, thinking fast, faked the call. Held up the phone, said loudly, I see you, I'm calling the police right now. And pretended to talk into the phone.
Bold move. Did it work?
It seemed to. After a moment, the man turned and started walking away, deeper into the woods away from the creek. The second he moved off, the narrator just paddled, as fast as they possibly could, back towards the launch spot. Kept looking over their shoulder the whole way.
Adrenaline must have been off the charts.
No doubt. They finally get back to the parking area, heart pounding. They carefully scan the area before getting out of the water. His car is still there. But then they see something else. Something near their own car. Broken glass glinting on the ground.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. They look closer. Their back passenger side window. It's gone. Just shattered. Smashed in.
Okay, this is way beyond creepy now. This is serious.
Absolutely. Up till then, maybe, just maybe, you could try to rationalize the following. But the broken window, no. Wisely, they didn't go near the car. They backed away, stayed hidden in the edge of the woods, checked their phone again closer to the road now. They had a signal. Called 911 immediately, told the dispatcher everything. The following, the fake call, the broken window. Said they were scared he was still around, maybe waiting. That wait for the police felt like forever, they said. So tense. Finally, a police car pulls into the dirt lot. The narrator comes out of the woods, waves them down, points towards their car. Two officers approach the vehicle cautiously, and they find him.
Inside the car.
Inside. The man from the woods. He was waiting in the backseat of my car, hiding, waiting for me to enter my car to grab me.
Unbelievable. The patience, the planning.
Right. Just sitting there, waiting. The narrator said watching him get arrested, seeing that smile completely gone from his face, was incredibly satisfying, understandably.
Wow. That story really demonstrates that chilling premeditation. A peaceful solo activity turned into, well, nearly an abduction, it sounds like. That gut feeling the narrator had initially, how important is that?
It seems crucial, doesn't it? That instant something's wrong signal.
It's often paramount. It's like your subconscious screaming a warning, that limbic system response. But beyond intuition, the quick thinking, faking the call, not going to the car, hiding, calling 911 when safe, that's remarkable presence of mind under extreme fear. This pattern, though, observing, testing boundaries, isolating, then the broken window as a setup for ambush, it's classic predatory behavior. Makes you wonder how many times people do dismiss those initial feelings thinking, oh, I'm just being paranoid.
A truly scary thought. Okay, one final story for today. This one takes us camping. West Glacier, Montana, beautiful place. A group of friends, annual summer trip. One of them, Luke, is a photographer. Always has his camera. First day sounds pretty standard. Hiking, exploring, enjoying the scenery. First night, totally normal. They had 2 tents set up, one person in the solo tent, the other sharing. Nothing weird happened. The second night, though, things got strange. Really strange. They just put the campfire out, everyone's retired to their tents, nobody's even asleep yet, and they start hearing a voice from the woods nearby. Very clearly human. It sounded like an older woman's voice, and it was getting closer, louder, every few seconds, saying something.
Out in the middle of nowhere, at night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Super unnerving. The narrator called over to the friend's tent. Did you hear that? They heard it too. Definitely someone out there. The voice got closer and closer until they could clearly hear it saying hello right near the tents. A woman's voice saying hello in the dark woods.
That's deeply unsettling, not normal hiker behavior.
Not at all. Then footsteps came right up to the narrator's solo tent, stopped just outside, and the voice said, hello again, right there. But this time, being so close, the narrator realized something horrifying. It didn't actually sound like a woman anymore. It sounded like a man trying to sound like a woman, raising the pitch in his voice.
Oh, that's a twist. Deception.
Pure deception.
Yeah.
And then whoever it was started shaking the tent, violently, just shaking it. The narrator, completely freaked out, screamed, what do you want? From the other tent, the friends yelled, go away, leave us alone. And just like that, the shaking stopped. They heard footsteps hurrying away, crashing back into the woods.
Just stopped and ran.
Yeah, silence again. The narrator waited a beat, heart pounding, then unzipped the tent, grabbed their sleeping bag, and made a run for the friend's tent. Said those 5 seconds outside felt like an eternity, just waiting to be grabbed. They all huddled in the bigger tent together, safer, but totally freaked out. They all agreed it wasn't a woman. It was some creepy guy pretending to be one. Why? To get them to lower their guard, open the tent? Was he armed? They had no idea.
The why is almost the scariest part.
Totally. They decided leaving in the pitch dark wasn't safe. Best plan was to wait for sunrise, leave immediately then. And someone had to stay awake, keep watch all night, so they tried to take shifts. One person watching while the others attempted sleep. But sleep was basically impossible. Every rustle, every little sound outside the tent felt like phantom footsteps. The paranoia was intense.
I can only imagine. Sleep would be the last thing on my mind.
Well, eventually, exhaustion won. The narrator drifted off. And apparently, Luke, who was supposed to be on watch later, must have fallen asleep too. Because they all woke up in the morning, sun was up, nothing else had happened overnight. Huge relief, obviously. They packed up incredibly fast, basically threw their stuff in the truck, and just got out of there. Started the long drive home. Now, during the drive, Luke, the photographer, starts going through his camera roll, checking the pictures he took, the scenery, the campsite shots. And he gets to the end, the last few pictures on the camera, and realizes he didn't take them.
Wait, what?
Yeah. There were 3 photos he didn't take. 2 were pictures of their campsite, taken from the darkness, while it was still night.
Okay. Creepy surveillance.
But the 3rd picture,
Yeah.
the last one, was taken inside their tent, while all 3 of them were asleep.
No, inside the tent, with them.
Inside the tent, a picture of the 3 friends asleep. Nothing was stolen. They weren't physically harmed in any way. But someone came back. While they were all asleep, even the person supposedly on watch came into the campsite, went through their stuff presumably, then entered their tent and took a photo of them sleeping.
That is profoundly disturbing, the violation.
The narrator said it's the single most messed up thing that's ever happened to them. Just thinking about some random creep out in the woods, stalking our tent and waiting for the right moment to enter our campsite, sneak into our tent and take a picture, probably just to freak us out. And mission accomplished. Totally freaked them out.
That detail, the photograph from inside the tent, it's on another level. What is the goal there? It's not theft, it's not assault. It seems purely psychological.
It feels that way, doesn't it? Like the ultimate violation without leaving a physical mark, just pure terror.
It absolutely is. It goes beyond simple intrusion. It's psychological warfare. Entering that intimate space while they're completely vulnerable and asleep undetected, taking proof. It's designed to maximize fear and shatter that sense of safety entirely. Especially in a remote place like a campsite, where you implicitly trust the environment to a degree. This story is a brutal reminder that the human element can be the most unpredictable, terrifying variable. The scars from something like that, they're purely mental, but incredibly deep. It makes you question everything.
So these 3 stories, a party gone wrong, a solitary kayaker stalked, a camping trip invaded, they all share that really unsettling thread, don't they? Innocent summer moments twisted into something dark by encounters with predators, essentially. These aren't just spooky tales, they're real things that happen to people.
Exactly. They really underscore that thin, fragile line between feeling safe and being terrified. And the psychological impact, the way these experiences imprint on you long after the event is over, it's profound. It reminds us that sometimes the most dangerous threats are the ones lurking where we least expect them, hidden in plain sight.
Thank you for joining us as we share these unsettling accounts today. If this kind of true, chilling content is something you want more of, please do check out our channel, Horror Docs. Liking, sharing, and subscribing really helps us out. Until next time, please stay safe, stay aware, and we hope you have a peaceful time until we meet again.